If Napoli are the reigning champions, then they owe a debt of gratitude to Verona. It was a defeat to the Gialloblu on Conte's first league game in charge last season that laid bare the Partenopei's shortcomings and eventually laid the ground for a major overhaul. 17 months later, and Napoli are in a much stronger position, but the same cannot be said for Verona, who begin tonight's match in the relegation zone. Just 12 points from 17 matches thus far for the Gialloblu. Wednesday night action on a chilly, wet January evening in Fuorigrotta. We are just moments away from live coverage of Napoli-Verona. Third from top against third from bottom in Fuorigrotta. Big opportunity for Napoli to move temporarily to the summit, which is where they finished the previous Serie A campaign. For Verona, can they secure only a third league win of the season and one of the major upsets of this campaign? Here's Orban. Buongiorno is stronger than him. And immediately the home crowd making their feelings plain about their opponents. This is pretty storied rivalry now between Napoli and Verona. It's a big clash of culture and ideology and above all geography. South against north this evening. Been a lot of bad-tempered clashes in the past. There have been some rather unsavory banners as well, but no Verona fans this evening, at least not those that are residents in the Veneto region. Di Lorenzo looking for Politano. Bella Kotchap puts it into touch for a throw. Di Lorenzo now. This is Politano up against Valentini. Politano, space to deliver. Gagliardini away, then Berned. Rahmani first to the loose ball. Lobotka for Di Lorenzo. In it comes towards Elmas. Montipò makes the save. Could have cut it back for Højlund. Instead, Elmas went for goal. He came very close to finding the net at Lazio. Struck the crossbar. Lovely ball from the skipper. Good run from Elmas. Rahmani up against his former club. Di Lorenzo's lost the ball. This is Orban. Orban's effort, easily claimed by Milinkovic-Savic. It did squirt towards him, seemed to be dipping awkwardly. It could have easily gone wrong for Napoli. Just wonder whether Orban could have slipped in Berned. He was a little behind him though. Di Lorenzo. That was meant for Lang. Højlund will try and cut off the back pass. Miscued by Montipò. Won by Frese. Orban releasing Berned. Bradaric getting forward. Here come Verona in transition. Berned. Bradaric now. Using the overlapping run. Nias. And it's put in! What a wonderful Verona goal! Martin Frese has his first for the Gialloblu, and it comes at the home of the champions. Napoli had kept 4 clean sheets in a row across all competitions until Martin Frese did that. A very slick transition. Berned picking up the baton. Using Bradaric, he was well aware of the overlapping run that would arrive from Nias, and that's just what you want from him, fizzing it into an area. Terrific run from Frese, who made up all that ground. And the desire to open his Verona account with a lovely finish with his wrong foot. Another look at that movement there. It's the captain who loses Frese. He's clearly behind the ball when it's played. That's why he's not offside. Terrific service from Nias. Verona sensed the chance to add a second perhaps with Berned. Back for Orban. Orban goes for goal. Milinkovic-Savic watches it wide. A bit more bend and he might have been struggling. Bradaric with the long throw. Valentini trying to win the second ball. Buongiorno's arm was out there. Verona wants a penalty. And they might have a case as well. Seemed to land on the forearm of Alessandro Buongiorno. Paolo Zanetti's convinced, he's chuntering away in the direction of Alberto Arena, the fourth official. Verona want a penalty. I thought it landed on the outstretched forearm of Buongiorno, just there. And an on-field review is on the way. Huge story developing here in Fuorigrotta. It has not been a good start to the evening for Alessandro Buongiorno. His arm is up there, he almost punches the ball in the end. That evidence is pretty damning. Buongiorno maybe was fouled by Nicolas Valentini. That's perhaps an extenuating circumstance. Does the Argentine impede Buongiorno and force him to punch the ball, or does he just lose his bearings completely? They've only ever won twice in Naples, Verona, not since 1983. Matteo Marchetti has had several looks. Now he'll have his say via the loudspeaker.
A seguito di revisione, il numero 4 del Napoli tocca il pallone con un braccio in posizione punibile in area di rigore. Decisione finale, calcio.
Verona lead 1-0 and now they have a penalty and the chance to make it 2. Buongiorno with another costly handball. And how Napoli need Milinkovic-Savic now. Orban to double Verona's lead, he does! Not many players get the better of Milinkovic-Savic from 12 yards, but you can add gift Orban's name to that list. And a team that began the evening in the relegation zone, Verona, with just 2 wins all season, are 2-0 up at the home of the champions. Goal number 5 of this Serie A season for the Giallo Blues leading marksman, Gift Orban. And it already looks a long way back for the Partenopei. Milinkovic-Savic knew where he was going, not that he could get across in time. And Verona are doing the unthinkable. Rahmani, they're not known for their big comebacks under Conte Napoli. Di Lorenzo dropping the shoulder. Di Lorenzo delivers and Højlund over the top. Højlund in the channel, away from Bella Kotchap. Lang makes the run. McTominay! What a block from Unai Nunez. Napoli come again with Lobotka. Rahmani. McTominay with one of those trademark late runs there. Nearly swept it home. Does have 5 goals this season, but been waiting a while for his most recent goal. Not scored since finding the net against Karabakh. 2 of his goals were in vain in that 6-2 defeat to PSV. Buongiorno. McTominay was made to hurry by Valentini. This is Gutierrez. Now it's Lang. Lang with the trickery. Valentini stayed with him. Gutierrez delivers. Overhit. Politano's corner doesn't beat the first man. Needs to go into the box. The 4 added minutes have been played. Just enough time for Lang here. Lang delivers. Too high for Højlund. Goal kick, and surely half-time with it. That's what Gagliardini thinks. A big shock brewing in Serie A. The champions trail to lowly Verona. Martin Frese with his first goal for the Giallo-Blu. And then Gift Orban doubled the advantage from 12 yards after Buongiorno had handled. It is a scoreline which does tell the whole story of the game. Napoli have been wretched. Verona, very good indeed. At the break, Napoli 0, Verona 2. Napoli have 45 minutes to turn a 2-goal deficit around, otherwise they will lose ground in the title race. This was an evening where they had the chance to go temporarily top. Instead, it's developing into a really bad night. Not too many times under Conte have they found themselves in this position, have they been able to battle back. Earlier on this season, they were 1-0 down at half-time here to Genoa. 1-2-1, it's handball against Gutierrez. Found himself boxed in and tried to win a cheap free kick. Lang takes the free kick, got to beat the first man. Easy for Bernet to head it clear. Just wonder whether Marianucci might be an option as well. From set pieces, a further aerial threat, but Lucas, that par excellence. Here's Lang. Lang with the effort. Montipol pushes it behind. Did skip up awkwardly, but a chance nonetheless for the champions. Their first of the second half. Struck it cleanly. Montipol did well because did bounce awkwardly in front of him. Lang takes the corner. Montipol didn't get there, and McTominay has one back. Valentini tried to get it off the line, but Scott McTominay, last season's most valuable player, has scored a goal which could yet be very important. He went close in the first half. This time he finds the net. Lang's corner, Montipol came and didn't get there. And despite the best efforts of Valentini, McTominay back amongst the goals in Serie A. It's his first in Serie A since he found the net in the Inter game. Spinazzola, Højlund, just overhit for McTominay. Højlund! Nearly the equaliser. Bradaric with the long throw, flicked on by Valentini. Nearly broke for Giovanni. This is Bernet! Milinkovic-Savic saw it late. It did get a touch off a Napoli player. Antoine Bernet thought he'd scored a beauty there. Napoli pursuing an equaliser. Di Lorenzo. Lang calling for it in the middle. Politano, chance to deliver. Politano's cross. Here's Højlund! 2-2 in Naples. And who else on the score sheet but Rasmus Højlund? He won an award in December as the rising star of the month. But Rasmus Højlund is shining brightly, week in, week out. Verona asking for a foul in there. It's another Politano cross which has caused problems. But again, the ball broke the way of Højlund, and as he did in Cremona, got the shot away quickly and unerringly, certainly off his chest. Bela Kotchap couldn't keep him quiet. And all of a sudden, Napoli now have 20 minutes to complete the turnaround. Goal number 10 of this season for Højlund, 7 in Serie A. Paolo Zanetti convinced there was a foul in the lead-up.
A seguito di revisione, il numero 19 del Napoli, nell'immediatezza della segnatura di una rete, tocca il pallone di mano. Decidere finale retta.
Handball against Rasmus Højlund. There it did, as you can see from that angle, catch McTominay, brush him. It brushed his wrist and then hit his midriff. In by Lobotka. McTominay! His second, Napoli second, the flag is up. Another disallowed goal for the champions. This one will be a simple one to check. Question is, was Rahmani offside when he won the flick on? This is Rahmani's position. It wasn't McTominay who was off, it was Rahmani who headed it back in field first. Correct decision, excellent decision from Andrea Zingarelli. Rahmani looking for options ahead of the ball. Marianucci away from Bernard. Marianucci's cross. Di Lorenzo! It is 2-2 this time. First the MVP and now the skipper. Napoli's senior players stepping up, and they won't be denied on this occasion. And credit to Marianucci for the assist. It's a first goal for the skipper since October of 2024. Well over a year. But sure, he has picked his moment well this evening. Marianucci dropping the shoulder, lovely ball into the channel. That's a terrific finish from Di Lorenzo on the half volley, catching Montipò off guard. And Marianucci will be delighted with his contribution as well. And you have to feel for Verona, 2 up at the break, now 2 each. Spinazzola can run at Unai Núñez. Spinazzola, who wasn't caught, and Verona might be able to counter with Bernard. Giovanni making the run. Giovanni is clean through. Giovanni! It's off target. So nearly the winning goal for Verona, but the Brazilian, having beaten Milinkovic-Savic, didn't hit the target. Rahmani forward. Luca beaten to it by Bella Kotchap. Giovanni again lurking. Mosquera now. Verona can surely settle for a point, but they believe in one last foray forward. Unai Núñez. Giovanni. Gagliardini. Carrying it forward. The 7 minutes are all but up now. Bernard. Do Verona try their luck one last time? Unai Núñez. Looks like a point will do for the struggling side. A point it is for Verona. Both sides will wonder what might have been. Rasmus Højlund had a goal controversially ruled out. Scott McTominay got on the score sheet, so too Giovanni Di Lorenzo. But the second half rally from the champions, not enough to take maximum points. They do extend their unbeaten home record in the league, but it's 2 points dropped rather than 1 gained. And a pulsating game of football at the Maradona finishes. Napoli 2, Verona 2.